Hello there everyone. So soon? A gaming video? I just came back. That's pretty goddamn amazing. This is Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't know English. I've been highly requested this game. It's free on Steam, by the way. My boyfriend wants me to play this really badly. I tried to play this like alone, and suddenly I was stopped. Like one of you guys, my subscribers who watch my videos, sent me a message on Steam like, "Don't! I want to see a video of you playing this." And I was like, I wasn't doing videos at that time, so I was like, oh no, I need to wait. But here I am, I have nothing to do. I have a massive toothache, so let's get on this. I will just double check that everything's okay. Everything seems to be fine. I truly hope so. Usually when you record, a lot of stuff happens. La 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 la. Let's get going. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Oh no, what did I do? That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently and I would get tired of waiting up. But she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel like better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
Ah, I overslept again. But I caught you this time.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Oh yeah, wait. I pressed a new game, but it remembers my name.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's me, Nisa.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. Bug. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, I just remembered. Because this game remembers my name, so I feel like there is not gonna be a notion of this, but this is actually a highly disturbing game, and if you're really, sensitive about disturbing stuff, you shouldn't be watching this. I'm just throwing a warning here because the game didn't show it again, so yeah. Warning.
By the way, Isa, have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
Yeah, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime.
I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college.
Oh, that was a test.
Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll look at few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. What is pronunciation? The school day is as orderly as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you come out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought,
Know what?
Well, then you could come to my club.
Sayori?
Yeah?
There's no way I'm going in your club.
Meanie.
Sayori is vice president of the literary club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. Why do they have so fucking hard word? Literature. In fact, I'm 99% I don't know how to pronounce it. Sure, she only did because she thought it would be fun to help us start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after one president who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes, let's go.
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for your third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. Huh? I glance around the room.
Welcome to the Literary Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Isa, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in the situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can't just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Isa. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... Hey, you too, Monika.
Come sit down, Isa. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girl have a few desks arranged from form a table. As Sayori mentions, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and the one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner in the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapper tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take the next seat next to Sayori.
Ah! Go for Monika, man!
Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil of the tray, reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers drawn with the icing and a little piece of a chocolate Mary used to make the ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know, just hurry and take one!
Sayori grabs one first, then Monika and I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get an icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances at my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is actually really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like
Haven't I heard this from somewhere before?
I made them for you or anything.
I thought you technically did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy.
Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places down a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole set in this classroom. Tea set in this classroom. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Huh, I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be the pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literal club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika, but I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As a president of the literal club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be the board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is really a great reader. Yuri also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow in this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah,
We'll do our best.
you know it.
Everybody enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to just find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Isa, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past days, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I muttered quietly, myself half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change? What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Sexy. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. I have to agree with you. And telling a good story in such foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on and clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Oh, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I would have not expected that, Yuri. For someone gentle as you? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I cannot really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, and if only a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
What's that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayuri sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I am not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes.
Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them? Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzly at Monika.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone's even. Yeah, let's do it!
Plus, now we have a new member, I think it will help us to get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Isa? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forward with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayuri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, Isa, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayuri wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey!
You really did scare me for a moment. If you just came here for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official.
Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone, remember tonight's assignments. Write a poem to bring the next meeting so we can all share.
Monika looks over at me once more.
Isa, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star, Monika, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Isa, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
Yeah, that's right. Sayuri and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
It's so hard to record these games with a lot of reading. It's like, and I have a massive toothache. Perfect choice, Isa. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Okay, everybody, throw your favorite girl in the comments. For me, I kinda don't like the first girl because she is way too, generic. I'm not so into tsunderes, like she is, like the small girl, being like, I didn't want it anyway, baka. And I think I most like the calm girl, the purple-haired girl. And Monika is like, I don't know, she's too perfect. I mean, like, if you look at all of them, the purple-haired girl has the biggest boobs, and, she seems intelligent, and just waifu material. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have to change. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure a good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with a writing poem tonight. Oh no. Pick words that you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes the poem most. Wrath. What would she like? Journey. She likes it. Let's see. Calm. What was it hers? Oh no. Graveyard. Oh no. She likes adventure, things, fantasy. Destiny. Yes! Oh no. Oh no. Landscape? Yes! Universe! Oh no. Oh no. I wonder why Monica is in here. That's weird. No, she's broken. No! She's broken. What is this? Smart word. Okay, let's go. Treasure. No! Okay, basically all of the brutal words are for her, okay? Yes. Philosophy. Yes. Imagination. Yes. Frightening. Death. No! Why? I need to do a video of, like, you know, getting the attention of her, because I'm as dark as her, it seems. Adventure! What the fuck? No! No! Crimson! Yes. Tragedy. No! Fuck! Why am I so drawn to her? This is probably her. Captive. Yes! Clumsy? No way! Okay. It's faith. I cannot stop it if I need to go to her instead. Glad you didn't, glad to see you didn't run away from us. Ha 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 ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I'll keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literal club. The best time of my life. I was the last to come in, so everybody else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Isa. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayuri told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck in between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. He always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? Hehe. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Nisa can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh,
Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it seem like a big deal when it's really not. Oh, what do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess it means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright, well here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want it.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked me out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. And I'm going to be so fucking mad if I need to pick Sayori instead of you! I enthusiastically take the book.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I'll look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Molly to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica have a cheery conversation in a corner. Yuri's face is already buried in book. I can't help but to notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk about Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book as she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the very first pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I marveled this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. I was just focused, and then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's a book you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it.
Not for any particular reason, just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear.
Once it starts to pick up, you might even have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is it about anyway?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give out anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like there was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of a thing, Isa?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so I don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She is so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be so completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at the life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive one for letting one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. Am I rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry that I ended up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's, I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. At least I can do is listen. It's a literary club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it. Right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about the reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I really don't mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. The best girl! I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. Oh, true, because in Japan you read it other way. But in holding it in like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being a patient if it takes a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. my thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be actually a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid that she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of a reminiscence of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Isa, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't even know you were self-conscious about that sort of a thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not even have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from her finishing thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's a good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really mind much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait! Sari and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sari is in a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Yuri! Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighting. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Oh, he's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imaginary and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. It's actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger around the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick it up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in the new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberable. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form it to fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, as her demeanor really changed. Her stammering is completely gone and she compounds like an expert.
of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you a valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though.
Biased? How?
Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literary club?
Ghost under light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time, the last of yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such a terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
Wasn't it too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Isa.
Really?
I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story of a paint of a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot of soul I'm putting in that way.
I haven't even thought about it.
That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Isa.
Me too! If you didn't notice, these episodes are going to be long. Because otherwise it's gonna be billion episodes of Siri, and that's kinda intense for a visual novel. So that's why I'm kinda like clumping it all into long episodes so there won't be as many. Which one is the next one? Monica.
Hi Isa, having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Isa. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of a barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. And Monica, my poem. Great job, Isa. I was like, ooh, in my head while I was reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Oh god, I need to tickle my ear. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked out anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Oh, nice. That writing that's full of imaginary and symbolism. Unlike Sayuri, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left with derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by a feel, or letting them deeply analyze the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has asked at this point. I never really ask though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about it. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha ha ha. Anyway, what do you want to read? Do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound like pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction of the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No! I can't see. I reel blind. Like a flim left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas? Already scorched with permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright, it was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. Realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Oh! So you can take like easily screenshots? Sure. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines, and I performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a lot recently. Yeah, something like that. I'm nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, so because it's kind of coming on strongly, maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy up it later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Sorry, Natsuki.
This is a good poem, Isa. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See?
It's like I said before, Isa. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri is the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny she's the part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you on that then.
Yay! Now, read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Sayuri, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No,
just a little bit. You can't just answer just a little bit and to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. Didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially the last line.
I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah, but next time I won't forget.
And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I have to look forward to it.
Baka. Isa, you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What, do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. You all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about?
Fine.
Well, I'm sorry.
You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're betting better just off trying again.
Fair enough. Well, each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it. I actually like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everybody in the high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
That isn't the point of poems for... But is it the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes! Exactly! I like it when it's too easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everybody around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight onto the wordplay. Like, I set out for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect that from the youngest one here, didn't you?
Didn't expect that from the youngest one, didn't you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everybody is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, even if they're just being nice. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literary club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Oh, thanks. Yours cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
I was looking for suggestions. I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Isa did too. So based on that, I would gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Isa liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh! I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... Oh, you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Isa appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ooh! Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew the size bigger as soon as Isa started showing up.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little, This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both of the girls turned towards me as if they noticed I just was standing there. Isa, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't haven't happened in the first place.
What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force themselves to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Isa.
Wait, there's a reason why we have so many deep expressive words in our language.
It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also waste. You understand that, right, Isa?
Well? How did I get dragged into this the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's gonna be Yuri. What? What? Wait. I'm so confused. I am so sure I pressed Yuri. What is happening? I don't even know anymore. Why are you fighting? You're seriously a talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still pulling feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well and you just told her how you felt. Then this would have not happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should do? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point being defiant because she didn't handle the pressure and end up feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, doesn't need to.
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look all of your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash.
Natsuki.
She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in Jenden's chair. Is everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. Probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Isa. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you in this part of this club now.
It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Oh, good idea. Make enough for me, more than one person, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I say it was worth.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Isa, how about you? Yeah, I'd said the same. It was a neat thing to talk it with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I did learn more about the kinds of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination.
Isa, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go.
Hey!
Sayori beams at me.
Meow, meow, meow.
It truly had been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier?
What do you mean?
No, between Yuri and Atsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you.
Oh, you know, Isa, it's nice to get to spend more time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day's going to be so much fun.
Looks like Sayori still haven't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everybody is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Empty slot. There we go. Whew, that was the first sesh. Because visual novels are the type of things that you don't really gaze upon it. You just have it on the background. Or something, I don't know. That's why I kind of like want these to be long, because people who look into these are really into these, so they actually spend more time. Plus you can just pause the video, watch it later. YouTube is great with that. They remember in what part you are in the video. But I'm really sorry if you don't like this, but when there is like games which are more intense with stuff in it, I will make them shorter. I think around 25 minutes is nice. But this is the first part of Doki Doki Literal Club, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Swoosh!